Today's a no eyebrows kind of day. Soft and cinematic. Without further ado, what can you see? Mug, book, stuff. Ooh, there's my... I was a bit thirsty, so... My friend worked at Hills and she got swag, which is this cup and put stickers on it, but then I threw it in the dishwasher and the stickers didn't survive. Now that I'm hydrated, I can show you how to make a basic sweater with 4 big granny squares. These are the 4 big granny squares. How does one make a granny square? It's very easy, but it's very difficult at the beginning. That's just crocheting. I'm a visual learner. On all of your yarn, you get this. You get a little thing to read. It's always fun. That's where that is. For knitting, it's 4 to 4.5 millimeters, and then for crochet is 4.5. There. This one says 4.5. Also remember, there are so many tutorials on YouTube. Tutorials I learned most of my skills from. And I'm also not exactly sure which tutorials, because sometimes I spice it up and I try a completely different channel's tutorial and it's exactly the same thing. So it's, yeah, magic circle. Woo. And then I do 1, 2, 3. If you can double crochet into the circle. 1, 2. So this little gap here is where I started. This was the first 3 chains I made into the magic circle. Then I made 3 regular double crochets into the magic circle. After the 3rd one, you're just gonna do a little chain. Boom, 1, and that makes a corner. And then you're gonna do 3 more double crochets into the magic circle, because it's a magic circle, and you can hoy as many stitches in there as you want to. And now another slip. What? And now 3 double crochets back into the magic circle, because it's magical and we don't ask any questions. We should ask questions where it matters, such as where we study, where we live, are people being treated, and you know, are people being treated fairly and equally? These questions are not needed here for crochet, because it is just crochet. This is where we started. 1, 2, 3, slip. So you can see where the slip stitch happens there. It creates like a little gap. Then 1, 2, 3, and another slip, another gap. 1, 2, 3, and then another slip. And now, because a square has 4 corners, yay math! 4 sides, 4 corners. Now we have 1, 2, 3 sides, and we're creating the 4th side. And here's a corner, and here's another corner. We started off with this thingy, so we don't have to make 3 whole ones in there now, just 2. And I'll show you what I like to do with this little tail, so that I don't have to finish on my ends, because that is also so annoying. And we do 1 regular double crochet. So again, this is where we started. 3 double crochet, slip, corner, stitch, whatever that makes the little corner and the little gappy gap. 1, 2, 3, slip, a little gappy gap. 1, 2, 3, slip, a little gappy gap. 1, 1, corner, 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 corner. And you can also see it. I don't even have to try and draw a diagram now. This is great. So now with this middle stitch, I'm also going to start using this tail that's here at the back. So as I would do the normal double crochet, instead of just leaving this tail, I'm going to take both strands and crochet as I normally would. But now it's just a little bit chunkier. Here in this first corner that we made right at the beginning, I'm just going to do a slip stitch. We have the middle of our square. Now for the second layer, it's 1, 2, 3. So it's a double crochet and the corner already in. And now in these gaps that you've made, in the gaps, you're kind of going to treat it now like the magic circle, how we started at the beginning. So the corners will always have 1, 2, 3, slip, 1, 2, 3. And you just keep going and going and going until you get this. This also looks a lot looser than the one I just did because I used a bigger hook when I made these. It goes faster, but it also, I like the soft flowiness. It gets hot quite easily, but then also when a breeze comes, it just whoosh, it goes straight through, so you also cool down quite easily. But now that we have our 4 granny squares, well done. You crocheted so quickly. I could never do that. So I'm hoping you can also see, where's the middle? There's the middle. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here's another corner, and then here's another. So it's just a lot of repetition and a lot of squares, and with enough practice you will get your own flow and style and what your crochet work looks like. This is my vibe for now. With whatever hook size I do use, I like to use a smaller hook size to add all the pieces together. All of the squares are the same size, all the sides are equal, therefore all the stitches will be the same. It should be equal, and it should be just straight line. But that also takes time and practice, and if you don't get it the first time, this is not me being like, do better, you should. Because the only reason I know how to crochet so well is because I spent a lot of time indoors and had nothing else to do. Yeah, don't beat yourself up. I literally also had to study something to get me to want to learn crochet. If you're wanting to learn crochet out of the goodness out of your own heart and just because of your own creativity and curiosity, pat yourself on the back already. Crochet is not for the faint of heart, and it's not easy. It's super annoying. You want to throw your hooks into the wall, into pieces of other stuff. You want to just throw the hook, and you want to get angry at an inanimate object that did nothing to you, but it's not doing anything for you either. So crochet can also open up a range of emotions for you if you just are closed off in general. Can you guess what I'm gonna make first? A sleeve. Here I just make a little joins these two sides together, and now just go through each of the loops one by one. And then just some more maths. Because I basically took a square and split it in half to make a rectangle for the sleeves, this length or the circumference is going to be 1 square, or half of the front square, the center where the granny square started, so that there, and the same at the back. Can you already see it's a sweater? Or it wants to be. I like to make the bodice and then attach the sleeves to it, but you could also just do it differently. There are so many ways to do these. I will be joining front and back from the bottom to the middle. No. Okay, so I'm just gonna do 3 at the top, I think. 1, 2, 3, because I want it to kind of still be a little bit. There it is. There it is. And just to add a less layer. I'm really liking the vibe. Ooh, I should definitely take a picture for a thumbnail. So now it's just getting this nonsense onto that nonsense. I'm really liking it. Good evening. It's crazy how much it looks like a sweater now, and it's just full granny squares. It wasn't as easy to just add the sleeve into the armhole. Ding! Hope you enjoyed, and I hope if you can make a granny square, you make 4 big ones and give yourself a little sweater. And if you don't know how to make a granny square, don't hate me. Maybe this this is now the time when you learn. Because I don't really know a lot of other crochet, I just know the basics. But even with the basics you can make something that looks not so basic, looks quite unique, and something that is comfy. I was thinking of doing like a little hood as well. I don't think I have enough. Because I'm thinking for the hood it can just be 2 granny squares. Like boom, boom, and then I might just why not? I think I might have enough. I think this is what they call yarn chicken. It's when you go ahead anyways with making the thing even though if you're not sure it's going to be enough. Because I do it from the center, so it's even more difficult to sort of gauge how much you have left. But I do have a gram scale, and this does say 100 grams, and I have seen crochet people with crochet businesses, use the scale. Not entirely sure why or how, or you know what, maybe it also just makes them feel better, just knowing how many grams of wool there's left. But you can probably do like a test swatch and then weigh the test swatch and divide the 100 grams with the grams of the test swatch, and then maybe have like a square centimeter situation, and then in that. But how do you figure out how much of a sweater is in that square centimeter? I don't know. I don't need to know right now. What I need to do right now is find the crochet hook and make a hoodie. But yes, you can do this and do different variations. I have another variation in pink with ribbing. So actually, let me just show that now. This is with a bigger hook and probably the same weight of yarn. Was made with a smaller hook. But these are also just full granny squares, just with ribbing by all the places. And this is the other granny square sweater. I hope this inspires you to try, and if it doesn't, I hope it inspires you to subscribe and like at least, and comment please. I would really much appreciate it.